Now we can study about the blood supply of a kidney. Kidney, the another name is renal. Okay, renal artery. I already told renal histology. Okay, and longitudinal section you see the capsule, cortex, and medulla. In the medulla, pyramids are there. Capsule, cortex, and pyramid and major minor calyx. The whole thing, one single one thing is says a lobe. Okay, intralobular means between the two lobes. What is the space is there? That space is says a intralobular. Okay, it also says a column, renal column. Okay, now we can go for the blood supply of the kidney. Renal artery, it is a branch of a aorta. Okay, renal artery further divides as a segmental artery. Segmental artery further divides as a lobar artery. Lobar artery further divides as a branches as a intralobular artery. Intralobular artery further divides and give the blood supply to the arcuate artery. I already know arcuate means arching. During the anatomy of the intestine, small intestine, in that arcuate you can see there. Okay, there also arcuate means arching. Okay, they bend and give the supply to the party of blood supply to the organs. Okay, in this you can see that. Okay, this is the pathway of blood through the kidney, renal artery, and this is a vein. Renal artery is a branch of the aorta, and this is a transverse branch. Okay, transverse means lateral branch of the aorta. Then renal artery is give the first segmental artery, segmental branch. That segmental branch further divides into lobar. Lobar means whole. Lobar, renal lobe means it contains the what? Capsule, cortex, then pyramid, then minor calyx. That is as a lobar and lobar branch. Lobar branch further divides and forms the interlobular. It is present in between the two lobes. That's why it is as a intralobular. Then arcuate arteries. This makes the arches around the base of the pyramid. That's why it is as a arcuate arteries. Okay, and then further that gives the in the blood supply to the glomerulus. Okay, then that is give the peritubular capillaries. Okay, then peritubular capillaries to the arcuate vein. Now drainage by the arcuate vein. Then intralobular vein. Then intralobular vein to the lobar vein. Okay, lobar vein to the segmental lobar vein. Lobar vein to the segmental vein. Segmental vein to the renal vein. Okay, like that there is the blood supply to the kidney. Now we can go for the anatomy of the nephron. This is a functional unit of a kidney. You already studied in the PUC. Okay, I will only briefly explain the anatomy of a nephron. Okay, nephron it has the divides as a one is a proximal part, another one is a mainly proximal part and distal part. Okay, in proximal part we mainly contains the glomerulus, proximal tubules. Okay, and in distal part anal loop. Okay, then we can say as a distal tubule and collecting ducts. Okay, and it is mainly contains the glomerulus or Bowman's capsule. Okay, it has afferent and inferent arterioles. Okay, then to the proximal tubules, convoluted tubules. Then it come to the branch anal loop or loop of anal. Okay, then proximal distal tubules. Okay, then connecting tube or collecting duct. Okay, the difference between type of nephrons. There are mainly two types of nephron. One is a cortical nephrons, another one is a juxtamedullary nephrons. Cortical nephrons, they are present in the cortex of the kidney, and juxtamedullary nephrons, they are present in the medulla of the kidney. 85% of the nephrons are in this type. Most of the part of the nephron are in the cortex only. The length of
anal loop or loop of anal is shorter, accompanied by the peritubular capillary network. And juxtamedullary nephrons are only 50%, being at the junction of the cortex and medulla, and they are long and vasa recta. Okay, there is filtration. Okay, there is function where the filtration is occur in the Bowman's capsule. Okay, glomerulus. Okay, in Bowman's capsule or in glomerulus filtration occur. You can see here one is the jug like structure is there. Blood and proteins are come put in the glomerulus, and here it is the filtration is occurred. Okay, further reabsorption and secretion. Reabsorption means some materials, important percent are reabsorbed, and it is all in come under in physiology. Okay, and secretion means there is because of the osmosis, higher pressure to lower pressure, some parts are reabsorbed into the body and secrete the some hormones. Okay, then further absorption and secretion in the distal tubule. The most part is reabsorbed in the distal tubule. Applied anatomy. Applied anatomy of the kidney. There is congenital anomalies in that unilateral and bilateral agenesis, horseshoe shaped kidney, congenital polycystic diseases, ectopic kidney, abnormal renal arteries may arise from aorta or superior mesenteric artery, then infection, pyelonephritis like that, okay, or pyonephritis like that, then renal failure. Unilateral renal agenesis not proper formation of a kidney. Then if this is a polycystic kidney, this is ectopic kidney, then horseshoe shaped kidney. Pyelonephritis means infection in the kidney and inflammation. Pyelo means pus, nephritis means inflammation of a kidney. This is a pus in the medulla or in the pyramid. You can see here. Then renal calculus formations. Then these are the some anomalies. Hydronephrosis means collection of a fluid in the pelvis. Okay, thank you very much.